Alrighty, so now we're going to make our pick for the NFC Championship game. Rams 49ers. Niners won both matchups in the regular season. Granted, probably should have won that second one. But nonetheless, they meet again at LA where the Super Bowl will be played. So imagine if we have 2 straight years where where a team gets to play in their home stadium for the Super Bowl. Not that it matters because the Super Bowl is like already bought out by people that can actually afford the Super Bowl. But nonetheless,
On that though, this is the first time that a team could have both the NFC Championship game and the Super Bowl at their home stadium.
yeah, so that'd be
Imagine
great.
that.
Yeah, so yeah, Rams, they are favored by, let me make check. Sorry, 3.5 or 2.5. They are favored by 3.5 against the 49ers. I mean, I'm sure everyone's talked about this. But, anyways, John, where are you going with this one? I think this is definitely the more interesting game of the weekend by a hair.
Who are you gonna go with? I don't actually know who I'm going with yet. I'm gonna
Let me double check. Because like I said, I've been going back and forth on this all week.
actually, you know what?
But
Like I said, I gotta stick with my Super Bowl pick here. And so I'm gonna take the Rams to win. Now, who do I think covers? I'm gonna take the Rams. All right. I'm gonna do it. I took them in the preseason to go to the Super Bowl. I took them before the playoffs. I've stuck with it so far. I'm going Rams here. Screw the Kyle Shanahan curse over the Rams and the coaching and all that stuff that McVay has the advantage, or sorry, McVay has the disadvantage. Screw all that. The Rams, I believe they're gonna win this game and they're gonna cover. I think that we saw that they have answers for what the Niners do defensively. They start off really hot the first game. It was the second half adjustments that they did not do good. It was the first game in McVay's career that he has led at halftime and lost. I don't think it happens again this time. I think the Rams are going to win.
so I think the Rams will win also, but I'm picking the Niners to cover. I think their run game is more complex than the Bucks. Honestly, the Bucks weren't really patient enough. Granted, they kind of fell behind early. I mentioned, obviously corners are very pressing concern with Cooper Kupp, Van Jefferson, and Odell Beckham. But I'm worried about the Rams O line, and I know they handled the Bucks, but the 49ers are more willing to just let their front four go to work as opposed to be as blitz happy as the Bucks, and then just do a lot of things to protect their corners like they did against the Packers. That's why they won. Um, so that does scare me, but I just got to think the Rams, especially coming off that big win last week. And honestly, maybe a good thing that the Bucks came back to kind of re-wake them up, because if they blow them out, you're kind of just chilling, feeling real good about yourself. But I'm sure, all the coaches are, bringing up, hey, we got to be better for, really being on their butt. Not that San Francisco isn't, but there's just the more pressing concern with the Rams, while the Niners, they had an emotional comeback win. Uh, so, yeah, I think the Rams win, but I think the Niners keep it close. I can't trust Jimmy G. Like I said, last game, there should have been maybe another pick or two that we probably should have had, but, Green Bay didn't make the play. The Rams, especially in LA, going to be playing a lot faster to their pace. And I just, once again, we saw last time, the Rams should have won that one too. I think they're the better team for majority of the game. It's just Niners made a few more plays. So, yeah, I'm going Rams to win, but Niners to cover. So we'll see what happens there. And then, like we mentioned, made the picks with the average Joes. I think I went Cincinnati to cover. Did you
Yeah, I did too,
So we
but
both
I'm
feel,
taking the Chiefs to win.
and I'm hesitantly picking the Bengals. That's one of the ones where I'm glad I have more glad than this one I have the spread there. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So those are the picks. Only two left. I pull up the records for a Super Bowl, but I'm sure you had a good enough lead, and where you're probably still good. So,
I
um,
think,
you won the regular season anyway. Like, let's be honest, the regular season is like the bigger part.
yeah, I know. So last week we split because I got Titans wrong,
Well,
but I got Chiefs right.
if we split last week, then we're good, because I think wild card you ended
Wild
up
card,
doing better than I did wild
I
card.
got
So
I
that
got
was like,
two, you got one. So I was
you're
one
two
game
ahead.
ahead.
So you're 2 games ahead after a wild card, because you were one game
Okay.
ahead going into the playoffs. You got
Okay.
one in the wild
So
card and then last week, I don't know what happened last. I mean, technically I lost, yeah, because last week I got Cincy, but you got Kansas City. So you're right, we split. So,
yeah,
anyways, um, so that is all. Man, yeah, oops, wrong blank one.
I mean we could pick the Pro Bowl.
No, I don't give a damn about the Pro Bowl. I'm sorry. Which, by the way, we'll talk about it another time. Sorry. let's just end this here. So that was the picks. Like we mentioned, we did talked Bengals, Chiefs, mostly Bengals with the Average Joes. That'll be its own video and podcast. You can check that out. Check them out. And then as per usual, you can check us out on our Instagram, like John mentioned, killing it with the posts at Shut Up and Ball Pod. We have our TikTok and Twitter, which is at Shut Up and Ball. And then we also have our Facebook and YouTube, which is Shut Up and Ball there. And you can find us on all Apple streaming, or not just Apple, sorry, podcast streaming services, Apple, Spotify, even iHeartRadio, etc. But otherwise, we'll see you all. Shoot, we'll definitely see you next week. We'll have our reactions. We probably won't, like I said, we will not be making Pro Bowl picks. You care less, but we'll figure out some other fun topics. And yeah, so if you're one of the 4 teams, if you're rooting for one of the 4 teams, best of luck this weekend. Otherwise, I guess just enjoy football and get ready for the offseason like John and I are. So have a nice weekend, and we'll see you next week.